Jacques Paris and Cécile Kohler, who've been in prison in Iran for a few years, have been accused of espionage for Israel. It's hostage-taking by a government that acts like a terrorist group. My name is Maziar Bahari. I'm a journalist and the publisher of IranWire.com. Since the beginning of the 12-day war with Israel, since June 13th, 2025, the Iranian government has been surprised by the level of infiltration of Israeli agents in Iran. Revolutionary Guards commanders, at least 20 of them, have been hit by Israel in their homes. Similar thing happened to the Iranian nuclear scientists. The Iranian parliament recently has passed a bill indicating harsher punishment for people who've been charged with espionage. They've been trying to blame it on different people, including some foreign prisoners, Afghan refugees especially, and unfortunately, Jacques Paris and Cécile Kohler, who've been in prison in Iran for a few years, they have been accused of espionage for Israel.
Nous exigeons la libération immédiate, inconditionnelle de Cécile Kohler et Jacques Paris.
I am certain that Jacques and Cécile, they are held in order to squeeze something out of the French government. It can be the exchange of an Iranian prisoner in France, some financial gain, it can be a contract, etc. Iran has not been very happy with President Macron for a while because when the Women Life Freedom protests started in September 2022, President Macron met with some Iranian activists outside of Iran. And President Macron has always been very critical of the actions of the Iranian government and also main Iranian ally Russia and the actions of Russia in Ukraine. But at the same time, French companies have been operating in Iran. France is a trading partner with Iran. The Iranian government is not a monolith. There are different factions within the Iranian government. The Revolutionary Guard, who are holding Jacques and Cécile, they have some sort of jurisdiction within the Iranian establishment. Even though we know that President Macron talked to the head of the executive branch, president of Iran, that does not mean that Pezeshkian has any influence over the Revolutionary Guards or the judiciary. And as far as we know, the charges against Cécile and Jacques were brought forward by the Revolutionary Guard and repeated by the judiciary. So maybe the executive branch, the presidency, had nothing to do with those charges. Unlike the Americans and the British, French government has been working with the hostage takers in the past, whether they are groups or governments. So I'm sure Cécile and Jacques will be with their families very soon.
Mon père Jacques et sa compagne Cécile sont maintenus en cage, littéralement. Ce sont les mots de mon père lors de son dernier appel.
We have to understand that this is not the first time that this has been done. In many other cases, they were also charged with espionage and they were given harsh sentences, but then they were released within a few years. This hostage, quote-unquote, diplomacy, it is basically boils down to exchanging human beings, in most cases innocent human beings, for tangible gains by the terrorist organizations, or in this case, the Iranian government that acts like a terrorist organization. In essence, it's hostage-taking. These kind of accusations against innocent people like Cécile and Jacques and other people, especially I'm really worried about the Afghan refugees in Iran who've been targeted in the past few days. That is going to result in nothing. You know, they may pretend that they won the war and they may pretend that they've been victorious, but they know for a fact that they were infiltrated, that they were militarily and in terms of intelligence, they were defeated. And this has been a big failure. Unfortunately, I can foresee that the same situation will continue and soon we'll have another attack by the Israelis if the Iran continues with the development of ballistic missiles and the nuclear program.